I'm going to do a voiceover of the footage that I recorded for me setting up for filming the next day. I was really nervous about using this frame because it was fairly old. I've had it for years now, and I just also haven't used it in a while, so it took me a little bit to get back into the groove. But once I set it up, I realized it was really short, and I was afraid if the fringe was going to be enough.
Oh my God, my hair. I'm hoping I don't have to use the white sheet because there's no like opening in the middle for me to go through. I'm hoping with just this alone. I don't know.
Once I started putting the fringe up, I noticed that it was just a little bit too thin, and I probably needed to bring in a sheet for extra coverage.
You know, I'm gonna get the white sheet because I'm still working on iMovie and I don't really want to I don't think I could do that. I don't think I can play with green screen. I mean, Miss Rachel can do it.
After trying to maneuver the frame, I ended up getting the white sheet anyway, and as I was setting up, it really wasn't turning out like how I wanted it.
Solid. This looks way too short. I'm starting to get worried because this is really short. Like it very kisses the top of my head. And I'm not sure if I have the possibility to make it any higher unless I like dance on my knees. It looks good on camera. I mean, for this view, it has stuff already for me to stick on. Looking good. So we have one more, which I'm wondering if I need to use anyway. But right now the concern is the height.
I really had to step back and think about what the best solution was, because not only was this frame too short, the fringe was just too thin, and it just didn't look right. I did have to change my plan and decided to do a walk-on for the entrance instead of walking behind the curtain. Yeah, the height was really bothering me, and it just touches right above my head. I even tried to move my phone a little bit just to see how I would frame it and be on my knees, but being on my knees makes my mobility so limited, and it just really wasn't working. I decided to just take the fringe off the white sheet and off this frame and just move it to the wall. That way it's just in a more stable place. I don't have to worry about anything being behind it other than this solid thing.
Oh, wow.
And it was actually surprisingly starting to look really great. Every 5 minutes I was moving my phone around just to see what the framing would look like, just to figure out my widest shot of what I could do, how many fringe curtains should I put up.
So I am going to use this third one. Like, I bought it all for this, so I'm going to use all of it.
Really trying to make this backdrop work because I was having so much trouble the whole entire night.
See if I can cover this hole.
I ended up taking the remaining fringe curtain and using it as more of a spot treatment for the remaining parts of the curtain that just looked a little bit sparse. So I grabbed my scissors and cut a few pieces and then just did some covering up. I needed to take a stretch break. I was so tired.
I'm gonna set up one light and see what that looks like. Like when you're first starting out, just get the simplest equipment, learn that, and then move up. At least that's what worked for me. Huge reason why I wanted to go to GarageBand, because I didn't know, wow, I'm so close. I didn't know a lot of these DAWs, and I didn't want to spend money on something I didn't know. I wanted to start like at the most basic level and work my way up. So that way, no matter what DAW I touch, I can deal with it. It's just like learning how to play an instrument. You start at the recorder and then you advance to more advanced instruments as you get up. It is hella hot up here. This isn't that.
At this point, I'm just trying to get the lighting to be correct. I'm trying to frame myself just to affirm that everything looks good. And I realized that I can't really get the spotlight look that I want. I actually tried to get some paper to make some sort of barrier so I can make that circular tube, and that totally wasn't working either.
Would be a really good fill. What I really want is like for the surroundings of me to be darker and I'm in the spotlight. According to Pinterest, all I need is a toilet paper roll, tape, and the light to attach it to. But it's for a phone. And then I wouldn't be able to film like behind the scenes. I mean, I would, but then it would be on an SD card.
The reason why recording on an SD card right now isn't working for me is because I don't have that much space in my laptop. And at this point, I was trying to figure out a good workflow dealing with that problem. So the option to record on my phone to keep the file sizes smaller was the most effective option.
I'm reaching my goal. I'm a little tired, so I'm probably not gonna film tonight. But I'm setting up. I'm a little bit scared because my cats, if they're real jerks, they could knock that down. I wasn't even thinking about that until they started playing with it, and I have to just like go to sleep and hope that it stays up in the morning or all day, because otherwise I have no idea what to do. And now I'm starting to think like, damn, did I set this up too early? But I have to forgive myself because I didn't know. Worst case scenario, there is no worst case scenario. This is gonna work out just fine.
To keep moving forward, I tested all the lights and wanted to see what that looked like with the lights off, and just was playing with the framing and see how I looked in certain shots.
I think it's something that could 100% be achieved in post.
My famous last words.
I don't want to say that, but just do like a little vignette, maybe bring down the shadows more, if there are any. I think in terms of the main act, it would probably have to be a diagonal this way, and then we can actually use the green screen.
So I replaced my white sheet with the green screen to be the announcer's backdrop, and it was an opportunity for me to actually play with green screen because I haven't yet.
Take a quick picture of what this all looks like together. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm probably gonna keep them where they are. Probably just take off the lights because I just don't want to risk them falling down or any weight bringing them down. Let me do a confessional using my lighting. Overall, I'm excited. Like, I think this looks great. The green screen will become to use. We'll just do a walk-on instead of coming from behind. I love how shiny it is, and I love how shiny the dress is going to be. My face looks great, like lighting looks great. And it's actually quite simple. We're just in this little square. So again, like my fear is that this is gonna be fine. 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 When I wake up tomorrow morning, it's gonna be up. And when I'm ready to shoot, it's still gonna be up. So yes, it's gonna be great. I'm excited.
That's a wrap for production day 1 for setup, and it's time to rest for tomorrow.